Brian says we're up. I like to check the Facebook page and make sure we're up. I didn't see that we were up. Oh, we're up.
I believe Brian.
I know. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I believe Brian Matthews? You're right, Brian. There we are. Look, there we are. There's Rodney.
I'm just going to sit back and drink my coffee.
I'm trying to see it.
It's there, Rod. We're here. It's a Wednesday. Okay. It's Sunrise Extra. We are talking about a topic that I know has been on a lot of people's minds, and we've touched on this a little bit, but let's dive deeply. We can't start this over, can we? We're already up and running. All right, so here's the deal. A lot of businesses have reopened, we know. A lot of activities are back at it and are available for the happening. But we're wondering, even though businesses are open, even though you can go to restaurants and dine in throughout the state of Oregon, even though you can go get your hair cut at a salon, even though you can participate in outdoor activities again, which of these things are you really comfortable doing at this point? Because I know a lot of people are saying, I don't care what's open right now. I'm not doing any of it until I feel safer. So both sides of the coin, I'm sure we'll hear from both sides this morning. The way to tell us what you feel about this topic is by either going on our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our YouTube page, leaving a comment. We'll share them live here on Sunrise Extra. You can also text that number that is right there below me on the screen. Beep, beep. Text us at 503-226-5088.
I love the sound effects.
I've got the text monitor right here before my eyes, so I can check your texts as you deliver them.
Shall we do just a quick round robin? Drew, let's start with you. What are you not comfortable?
Man, I wasn't ready to do the Sunrise Extra, Brenda, so I really wasn't ready to be first. But okay, what am I not comfortable doing? I'm not comfortable taking my kids to sit inside a restaurant. And maybe it doesn't make sense why I probably myself, if I was all alone, walk in and sit down and sit by myself in a restaurant, wearing a mask when I wasn't actually putting food into my mouth. But as long as the kids are with me, I'm thinking, let's not do it. I have gone with them to places where we've sat outside. I went in, ordered, brought the food out. But without thinking much about it, maybe I should have, since we're doing this show today, I should have given it some thought. But off the top of my head, that's the one thing that comes to mind.
I feel like you're a protective dad. I think I probably would be a little more conservative.
If you had muscles like this, Brenda, wouldn't you protect people too?
Look at the gun show there this morning. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. Rod, I know you feel differently. We've talked about this before, but are you pretty good doing just about everything that's available?
Well, of course, we talked yesterday. My family just flew to Missouri and back, and it's a much more open state in Missouri than we are here in Oregon or Washington. And then here at home, we did go out to one of our favorite little Mexican restaurants the very first Friday night that was allowed here in Clark County. So I don't think my family's really, I wouldn't say we're really gun shy about doing anything, but what we are is that we constantly have a heightened awareness. We're very good about having hand sanitizer with us, and I would say if we were in some place, or even if we're outdoors and someone is noticeably coughing or something, we would probably exit the scene and move elsewhere. So that's my answer. We are very heightened aware of what's going on around us. We are wiping down, often with our hands, but we're kind of honestly anxious to get out and do as much as we can, the way it's allowed and being dictated right now to us to do so. I
think that's probably, you and everybody else. I mean, we really do feel like we want to get back out and start to get back to a tiny piece of normal. For me, the first thing I wanted to do was get to the salon and get my hair cut, and I did that. But I haven't done dine-in either, Drew.
Okay.
That's I would go sit outside. We just really haven't yet. But I don't think I'd go inside right now.
Part of it is I feel like I've been eating healthier, right? Since we've been in sort of the lockdown mode, I know I've been eating healthier. And eating all that good food, I feel like, man, I'm going to go back to the restaurants. And even at a good restaurant, even at a good one, I don't feel as good inside afterwards as when I eat at home and eat pretty basic and simple, right? Here's something, just as Rob was talking, it made me think. I do all the grocery shopping at our house.
I love that.
Well, my wife does all the cooking. So I don't know who's getting the better end of the deal there. And she often has to come up with the dinner plans, and she talks about that being very annoying. But anyways, so I'm at the grocery store, and it's tough now. We're all in the produce section together. I'm looking around. Just about everyone, when I went on Monday, had masks on. Obviously the employees and the shoppers too. But when I'm picking my produce now, I almost feel bad about like picking something up and then putting it back.
I don't think you can do that. Isn't that bad etiquette?
Well, I mean, I'm looking for the right pepper, like a red pepper. And I grab this one, and when I take it, I go, oh, it's got that bruise and that like dent on the inside that I didn't see. I'm going to keep it now and buy it?
Where
you
are
have to pick
shopping?
every piece of
I'm not
produce.
seeing
I
too
feel
many
the same.
bruised peppers.
Whatever the loose produce that's there, do I have to pick and take home the very piece that I grabbed first? Because before I used to look at it, see if it's ripe.
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
You know what I miss? I miss you. You can't eat like a pound of grapes before you buy the grapes anymore. I miss that.
That's called stealing.
Yeah.
That was one of those.
That was not okay before the pandemic. That's not okay during the pandemic.
Come on.
Exactly. No, so Drew, I really
Have a
did think
grape.
that was a thing. Like when this whole deal started back in March. Did I just make that up? I thought like the etiquette was in the grocery store that you didn't handle the produce like you used to. It's like you eyeballed it, and then once you laid hands on it, it was yours.
It probably makes sense. And if it is a thing, that's probably why I'm thinking about it as I shop, because it's in the back of my head, but I didn't remember it being like a foregone conclusion. But I do feel guilty about it. I'm not sitting there picking up everything and putting it back. I'm being pretty careful about it, but once in a while I'll be like, oh, that avocado is no good. I gotta get, I want this avocado.
Yeah,
Avocado.
I know. I don't know. I don't have the right answer.
Well, someone must on our stream chime in on this,
You're
right? They're going
right.
to tell me all about it. Oh, Joshua. I knew it. As soon as I looked down, Joshua Madrid. I've never heard Joshua chime in on the stream before.
Well,
but this
welcome.
pushed his buttons. Joshua says, you grab it, you take it. That's the way it is. Sorry.
And Angela says you should wash produce anyway, so pick what you want.
I did think that too. Honestly, Monday, thank you, Angela. The last time I put that back, I said, well, whoever buys this should be washing it anyway, right?
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
looking.
mean, I'm just like Drew is. I feel you feel bad about touching. I'm like, do I? And for the most part, I've just grabbed it and gone.
How about this? Howard Wright, Russ says, commit to that kumquat, Drew. Don't handle the fruit and the vegetables. Jennifer Harvin makes a good point here. She says, I watch employees who work for Fred Meyer, the click list, when you have the employees shop for you and then you pick it up at the store. She says, I see those workers picking up and putting back produce all the time along with other employees at the store. What is everyone doing?
Hey, Guy, Brenda and Drew, didn't the CDC or the WHO or both some weeks back now say that touching things or the virus living on surfaces was not as big of a threat as one time it was feared to be?
You are remembering that correctly.
Wasn't that true?
Well, with our whole grocery shopping extravaganza, we were leaving things in the garage for like 2 days or 3 days and then bringing in some of the non-perishables. So there have been a lot of things that they recommended and then they're kind of backing off that as well. But you're right, you do remember correctly. Charlene Miller-Simmons, good morning to you on our stream. She says, only comfortable hanging in small groups with my friends, not ready to be going inside restaurants either.
This really has become a discussion, besides that comment from Charlotte. Now that we're getting a discussion of how to handle the produce at your grocery store. 2 more quick comments on that, and then we'll get back to the bigger picture, because Alyssa says, if I pick up bad produce, talking about Alyssa, she says she puts them in a bag and gives them to an employee so they can dispose of it. That's pretty good neighborly of you. That's a good way to go. Thank you, Alyssa.
She's a responsible shopper.
She's
putting the rest of us to shame.
I feel the pressure of my wife to some degree, who says, why does it take you so long to make those grocery store trips? And now I'll be adding to the time by picking all the bad produce up and handing it over to someone. But I think, Alyssa, you make a great point. Tracy, though, says again simply, you should wash your produce when you get home anyway, so pick whatever you want. Hey, Rob, do you want to throw up some of those comments? Because we posted this very question before Sunrise Extra even began on the KGW TV Facebook page. The broader question of what are you comfortable doing right now as things begin to reopen? Karen Lilly, hey, we know Karen Lilly.
Yeah.
We know this woman. Brenda, Rod, and I, all 3 of us know Karen. Karen says, going to the gym worries me. She says, I didn't think they were the cleanest places before all of this, before COVID.
Yeah.
Fran says, going to the casino. Have not been back since lockdown, and it'll be a while before Fran goes back to the casinos. I haven't been inside of a casino in years,
a long
actually.
time, I know.
Rodney, different story. Rodney, you like that A, don't you? We'll get to that in a moment. How about Stephanie? Stephanie says, nothing that has to do with COVID-19. This virus does not scare me. I take precautions. I work in a busy restaurant, and we take many precautions to keep our guests and our team members safe. That's Stephanie.
And then Kimberly says, I choose to shop at stores that are less crowded, have not been back to the gym yet, getting exercise outside on walking trails and hiking, still getting takeout instead of dine in. So that's kind of a theme here, at least among the people weighing in thus far. And Renee says, as long as I wear my mask, I'm comfortable doing anything. Just don't touch me. Yeah, keep your 6 feet of distance. We're hearing that from Erin Duncan as well on the stream. She said, I went to my community center gym and literally nobody was there.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of those gyms, one of my friends was telling me, I don't remember the gym she goes to, but she was really uncomfortable because she said nobody was wiping down anything. And whoever was working the front desk, the employees said, basically, that's on you guys. She didn't really think that they were doing a lot, but how could you trail people around and spray everything down? I don't really get how that works.
Yeah.
I'm canceling my gym membership.
You know,
they suspended our dues for a while, but then I don't feel comfortable going back. So that's on my to-do list. I need to write that down.
Yeah.
I did that back in, I think it was 2003. 2000.
Touche.
Bye-bye gym membership.
What were you going to say,
I've been
Rod?
paying my gym dues for years just to keep the economy going. Haven't been going, but no, I'm looking at Jennifer's comment. She says, even with the magnitude of sanitizing we are doing because of the sheer amount of people coming into the barber shop that she works at, she doesn't feel comfortable, but what choice does she really have? I got my hair cut again yesterday, second time, Twisted Roots up here in Clark County. Now Terry, who's cut my hair forever, I waited in my car, then she called me when it was my time. I got up, she took my temperature outside, which was 98.5, and then I came in. They had the kind of dividers hanging between the chairs. Of course, you had to have a mask on. And then I noticed when I was leaving, she pretty much wiped down, everything where I had been, what I touched, and that sort of thing. So I will say, kudos. That made me feel comfortable, and I really saw all the things that they were doing.
Yeah.
I felt like they were really on board with the best practice.
Rod, you scared me for a second. I thought you had a hair crisis, like Twisted Roots, like something went terribly
That's
wrong.
the name of the
That's
place.
the name of the place. That's
the
awesome.
name of the place.
Hey, some good information there.
Stanford Walker says, I don't feel comfortable with any sport activities at all. Not golf, football, baseball. I actually did go golfing. If you call what I do golfing, because I am terrible.
Can I ask you where you went, Brenda?
Yeah, I'm going to forget the name of it.
I can ask,
It's
but you
somewhere
won't necessarily be able to answer.
Is it Red Tail?
Red Tail is out there by Washington Square Mall.
That's
Red
where
Tail
we
in
went.
Beaverton.
That's
Yep.
where
Yeah.
we went. Yeah.
Yeah, great place.
I went at the beginning of May, and I don't really ever go golfing either, but I went at the beginning of May with one of our coworkers here, Brandon O'Rourke, and he and I met there. Obviously, we didn't drive together. We had separate carts, but we did a round together at the beginning of May, and it was fun. And there, you had a wide open space to yourself. And he and I managed to keep those 6 feet of social distancing between us. So that was fun, but I didn't understand all of Stanford's comment there. I didn't read that one earlier because I'm thinking, he mentioned football and baseball. Stanford, are you more of an athlete than I knew you to be? Because I don't imagine you're actually playing football and baseball yourself. And certainly I wouldn't feel comfortable attending a mass sporting event right now with thousands of others, but that's not even available to us either right now. So
Tracy Chambliss is also saying this is what she's doing, staying home, staying safe, and then riding bikes in her neighborhood. So she's staying close to home.
Diane Shaw says, hey, Rob, by the way, they are mandated to do that. That is taking the temperature before you enter the salon there, or they could lose their license, Diane says.
Yeah. But they did do a good job. And I'm going to assume not everybody does what's mandated as well as the next person. And I really, the way they were doing it, it made me feel very comfortable.
Also,
But thank you for
Diane
that,
Shaw, did you read a different one from her, I think. She
She's all
says,
over
we
the
get
screen.
together in someone's yard and stay at least 6 feet apart or wear masks, no more than 3 of us. No going in the house. Come on, people, this needs to be taken seriously.
Julie Wyatt, who I know chimes in very regularly on the Sunrise Extra program. Good morning to you, Julie. Good to see you on the stream today. She says, if I have to go into a business, I don't take my phone, my purse, or anything else other than my debit card and my car keys. Not going to get germs on anything unnecessarily, she says.
Megan and Jeff Lucas are talking to each other. Jeff Lucas, I Lysol wipe my phone anytime I go somewhere. Who can find Lysol wipes? I have not been able to buy a Lysol wipe in weeks. I have to get the spray bottle and, rags at our house to wipe everything down. But please, if you have a stash, tell me where I can buy them. I do not know.
I did see at Safeway this Monday for the first time in literally weeks. It was probably been a couple of months. They've had toilet paper since over the last few weeks, but they have not had what we call bum wipes at the house. Like there's flushable, disposable wipes that everyone says you shouldn't use because they'll clog up your toilet. What's the matter, Rod? They were in packaging.
Come on, bum wipes? Come on. No, it's 7:17 in the morning.
Things I never thought I'd hear.
Bum wipes are back at Safeway.
Director Brian is like, wrap, you're done.
Good deal. It was $1 off. I jumped on it. Jumped on the bum wipes.
Don Roberts says sometimes Costco, Brenda. I haven't been to Costco either during this pandemic. There's some things we need to stock up on, though. Perhaps I'll go there.
I have another. I mean, I know the answer to this question already, but I will say that I've broken what I think is probably a rule at the grocery store beyond the grabbing of the produce.
What?
When you enter an aisle and someone is already in that aisle, Brenda's getting a look of concern.
Like, what did you do?
When you're in the bum wipe aisle, when you're in the aisle and someone is there already. So I enter with my cart. And someone is there with their cart to the side, and they're to the side, where I could pass them if need be. Mm-hmm. But they're looking at something. They're picking out a cereal of some kind, and I kind of wait for a moment to see what they're going to do, and then they're not doing anything. So I kind of do what I used to do before. I'll just say, "Excuse me," and I'll walk past. Now I'm smiling. I try to be polite about it, but they can't even see I'm smiling because I'm wearing a mask. But I'm saying, "Excuse me," and I go by. But as I'm doing that, same feeling I have when I pick up the produce and put it back, I'm like, "Oh, this is wrong." So do you not pass that person?
Oh, no.
Because there for a moment we have less than 6 feet between us.
I do too. I'm not just like, roaring through the aisles, but if you're going to just sit there for a long time and determine whatever it is that you need to determine, then yeah, I think you can pass.
Okay.
Do you go with the flow though? Because they've got arrows on a lot of the aisles.
I do try that.
Down one and up the other.
I don't like it the way my Safeway has it because when I enter the produce section first, like I always do, then I get to the first aisle, I go up it, but the arrow is down, so I got to go to the second aisle to go up, and then it just kind of throws me off a little bit. But yes, I do try to follow those arrows on the ground, Brenda.
All right, we have so many comments. Do you want to read a few more? I know that.
Sure.
I've got to run in a little bit to do this.
Where are you going? Don't go. It's just getting good.
It's just.
Amanda Lundbaum, laughing out loud as a matter of fact, she says, somehow I just came across wipes randomly myself, but when I need them, it always seems to work out for me.
Here's one other random thing for you, Rod or Drew. I can't remember who mentioned this yesterday, but we have another comment on the stream. People are wondering, is there anywhere that they can safely watch fireworks? Somebody mentioned something about it being broadcast. Yes. Or a display being broadcast this year.
Drew said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up in Richfield.
The Clark County Event Center is going to host fireworks. A&A, your favorite casino up there, Rodney, in Southwest Washington, is the sponsor of this event. I know too much about this fireworks event in Clark County that we ourselves are not even broadcasting, but I know another TV outlet in the Portland metro area is broadcasting those fireworks Saturday night. I did see where Sandy was going to have outdoor fireworks, and they, as of yesterday, canceled their fireworks show. So Sandy, which was going to put on a fireworks display for the community out there, is no longer doing that, and I imagine there are others who were planning to set off fireworks that are no longer going to.
Can I have this be the last word? Drew, this is for you.
Oh boy.
Jeremy Huffman, I like this. Mic drop. The increase in cases is not because, gosh darn it, they just flipped me.
I got it. You want me to finish it?
Yes, please do, because I just lost it.
Jeremy Huffman says the increase in cases is not because you passed someone in Safeway and said, "Excuse me," laugh out loud.
Very good.
Whew. So that's
right,
off my conscience.
There you go.
Wrap it up, Brenda.
All right, that'll do it for our Wednesday edition of Sunrise Extra. We will be back tomorrow. God willing. Have a good morning.